everybody, welcome back to Engaging the Phenomenon. If you're somebody who's passionate about UFOs, CE-5 and related phenomena, which encompasses a broad spectrum of phenomenology, I suggest you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell because videos will be uploaded at random. Today I want to take the time to discuss something which I think is important and should be clarified, and this is in regards to CE-5 and the CE-5 initiative. Now, when the term CE-5 is used, people automatically assume that it's referring to Dr. Greer and the CE-5 protocol. And this is rightfully so because Dr. Stephen Greer coined the term CE-5. But nowadays, as it is, CE-5 itself just means a human-initiated contact with UFO intelligence. So somebody going out, a person or a group of people going out and intending for a close encounter and then having a sighting or some kind of interaction with UFO intelligence. Now, this does not necessarily mean that you need to use Dr. Stephen Greer's CE-5 protocols. So this is where I'm making the difference here, in that CE-5 in itself is simply and plainly a human-initiated contact, whether with an individual or a group of people. And the CE-5 protocols are only just Dr. Stephen Greer's method of doing that. But there were other individuals and groups of people doing CE-5, such as Rama, which was a group from Peru, started by Sixto Paswells and his close friends and family, where they're going out and intending for close encounters to happen. And it so happens they use similar methods in that they were using concentration, meditation, fasting, and similar protocols to the CE-5 protocols, and they were having these encounters. But there's also contactees like Dorothy Izat, who also did her own method and was having these close encounters. And by all means, these are all CE-5s. They're all close encounters of the fifth kind. They were all human-initiated contact in one form or another. Now, the CE-5 initiative is just a group of people working together to forward the mission of contact, if I could say it in that manner. It's just people that are working together, going out and doing the CE-5 work. Whether they're using the CE-5 protocols or not, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, the CE-5 protocols, in my opinion, are something like training wheels. They're like a fail-safe, foolproof guideline to initiating contact with UFO intelligence. Whereas if you practice the CE-5 protocols, which are legitimate and do work because they're bound in consciousness and intention, and we know all that is deeply rooted in the UFO phenomenon, you're going to have an encounter, but at the end of the day, after you're doing it for a period of time, you're going to find your own inclinations and methodologies, and you might find ways that work a lot better for you or for your group than the CE-5 protocols themselves work. But usually it will involve some kind of intention, meditation, or concentration, or an invitation asking for a close encounter. But again, CE-5 itself is simply a human-initiated contact, which again was a term coined by Dr. Stephen Greer in the early 1990s, and it's pointing to a very specific phenomenon of the human-initiated contact, whereas the CE-5 protocols that were created by Dr. Greer are his protocols to initiate a CE-5 encounter, but by no means is CE-5 bound to the CE-5 protocols. Somebody could have a CE-5 by doing something completely different than the CE-5 protocols and has nothing to do with Greer, similar to Dorothy Izat, Rama, and even the contactees in the 50s, and or the legitimate ones at least, or people throughout the decades and millennia, shamans, who all had contact in their own ways. So even though it's a CE-5 in the sense where it's a human-initiated contact with UFO intelligence, you don't necessarily, it doesn't have anything to do with Dr. Greer or the CE-5 protocols. It's not limited to that. CE-5 is something that is much bigger than Dr. Greer himself, and even the CE-5 initiative, although founded by Dr. Stephen Greer, is something much bigger and greater than Dr. Greer himself. So I just wanted to clarify that. I think it's an important point. People can do CE-5 or, without having anything to do with Dr. Greer or even the CE-5 protocols. They're simply just one method and one way to have a close encounter of the fifth kind, again, which is just a human-initiated contact, which can be done in many different ways that have nothing to do with Dr. Greer. I just wanted to clarify that. I hope people found this insightful, and if you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I'll be sure to address them. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you appreciate content like this, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.